Starcitizen monthly report for October of 2020. These are regular reports that come out of CIG to inform us about what happened the past month, but also some tidbits and little sneak peeks about things which we may not have seen yet. But before we dive into that, did you guys see this? It is the Vanduul showing us some nice AI work with a pole arm here that came from the Squadron 42 update. Check this out. Does that awesome. Awesome. It looks very threatening. Now, a little thing to keep in mind, if you see a heavily armored Vanduul run towards you, that typically means they are rookies. As Vanduul get more advanced, become veterans, they have less armor on because as the lore goes, they get more implants and things implanted in their bodies and less physical armor on the outside. Also, very cool to see the AI working in the sense. I mean, this is early work, but I think it looks great. The motions are very smooth and the player is able to avoid the thrust there of that pole arm. Cool. I cannot wait to start collecting those and just putting them up as trophies in my home somewhere. Isn't that going to be awesome? Yeah, looking forward to that. So yeah, AI, Vanduul AI, so that's a first sneak peek into Vanduul. This is actually a pretty big thing. It's the first look at Vanduul AI in combat. We have not seen it before, so definitely exciting, and I think overlooked by a lot of people that are simply saying, oh, okay, it looks okay. But there's a lot happening here. Reaction speeds, obviously this is testing, but this can be sped up or slowed down. They're trying to find the right rhythm where a player won't get killed and impaled immediately. They want to give you a chance. So looking forward to seeing more about that. All right, grab a cup of coffee, sit down. Let's go through the monthly report. It is a big one and lots of cool things coming out. First of all, let's do the cool stuff. That's a refinery. You've seen that before. But here we are, the back end of a Mercury Star Runner. Everyone is excited for this. It is amazing. It looks really, really nice, and people are excited for the Mercury Star Runner to use as a home. It has a nice captain quarters. It has a rest area. There's a lot of people looking forward to just using this ship as their own personal home away from home. And also, we are giving one away in this channel right here. What you got to do is check the video a couple of days back. We have the Mercury Star Runner giveaway. All you got to do is be a subscriber to this channel. Leave a comment below in that video, and I'm going to do a draw. When this ship comes out on sale, I'll do a draw, and you may win it. Or I may win it, because I commented in that thread too. You know, that happened once. The odds of it. What I do is I take a list of all the people who commented in a video and then randomly draw a name from that. And there was a video once where I was preparing, I was making the video like I am right now, and I did the random draw and I picked my name. Obviously, I had to go back and redo it because it looked like it was fixed. More fixed than usual. Let's not get into election talk. But yeah, that was a funny random event which you wouldn't think would happen, but it did. So hey, if I could win, you could win too. All right, grab that coffee. Let's sit down and take a look at what's happening in the monthly report. It is a big one with tons of good news coming in there. And there is also a sneak peek at this new armor set, which is made by Greycat. Obviously, I'm a big fan. It is black and yellow, or rather gray and yellow. Close enough, but I do like the look of that helmet. I'm a fan of rugged, used type equipment, so that fits the bill for me. Unique aspect of this armor is that it is modified in the sense that you can put on this extra backpack. Since physicalized inventory is now a thing and you are going on an extended mission, you may need more storage space. You can opt to add this extra backpack onto the back of it, which clips right over there, to give you extra storage, most likely at the cost of you being slower or you fatigue much easier because of the extra weight. I like that type of flexibility, and I'm looking forward to seeing if they actually have more type of flexible armor sets like this coming out in the future. Where you can simply, maybe it's a light armor set, but you could slap a piece in the back so you can carry an extra heavy weapon. I like where this is going. I'm very curious to see if this translates into more interesting and customizable weapon sets in the future. All right, now finally let's get into it. The AI character combat. We start the character combat team who complete the first pass of the surrender behavior mentioned last month. Last month, the AI team found and fixed more issues related to characters standing on top of usables. Yes, so still, we're seeing AI standing on top of chairs and tables. I say at this point, just leave it. Let them. I think it's a wonderful part of the game where it's just expected to see AI standing on chairs AI ships, the team continued to iterate on missile targeting. Time was spent to improve collision avoidance, handling missiles, and a team filtering out missiles in the code due to them not being part of collision avoidance. Speaking of missiles and avoidance, it's actually pretty fun now. You can see the missiles in your on your HUD to avoid the missiles by simply looping around them. The missiles are pretty maneuverable, but in a small ship, you can dodge them pretty easily, which is a great part of the gameplay I am really enjoying. Also, capital ship combat behavior was improved. Let's go on to AI Social. AI Social. Last month, the Social AI team moved to the first version of the mess hall scenario, where a state that allows other teams to be better iterate on animation, props, and technical setup. Now, ships, especially large ships, are going to be alive. They're active with NPCs, and part of the whole story is that NPCs have a role, and they wake up in the morning and they go to the mess hall and they eat, and then they go to their job. So it sounds pretty basic when you explain that way, but there's a lot of work meant to be done in there. The team are currently working on several behaviors. They'll benefit both the PU and Squadron 42, as everything is counting on each other. We discussed that in the previous video. Animation. Specifically for the PU, the team made progress with mission giver posing and completed the facial animations for emotes, bounty hunters, general laws, and more. So I guess the mission givers are going to sit spread eagle more now with more posing? Is that it? They also supported other teams with mocap, worked through a backlog of animation tasks. All right. Environmental art. October saw the modular team wrap up work on refinery decks. That's what we see over here, and looking forward to seeing them being used more in the game. Elsewhere, the modular team continued adding gas clouds to Lagrange Point. Art ships. In the UK, our team continued with the Crusader Hercules. October's work included further development of the engineering section and bridge, both of which are approaching the end of their final art phases. Good. Exterior-wise, materials are polished and landing gear now is final art concept. Good. The iridescent shader created for Aspera Talon is ready for implementation. Great. The Shrike's internal missile system. I'm very curious to see how the Shrike with the missiles work. I mean, one of them has a bespoke missile system. It's a bit of a missile boat, but the other thing they mentioned here is the iridescent shader. Depending on the angle you look at it from, it'll change from kind of a greenish to a reddish, depending on the angle. The US-based team progressed with the Crusader Mercury Star Runner, including finishing level details, UI panels, cargo areas, and cockpit. In celebration of in-law holiday of Vara, the ship team also created the ghoulish green skin for the Drake Cutlass Black. Mercury Star Runner, obviously a very highly anticipated ship, as I mentioned before. We're giving one away. Subscribe to this channel to be in the running for that. The vehicle art team focused on supported the Mercury with hard points, pivots, landing gear, viz areas, and damaged states. Work was also done on the Origin 100 series landing gear and small updates to make the Cutlass models. All right, so basically Mercury is in polishing very soon. Art weapons. In October, weapons art completed the first pass on the medical gun, LOD0 art for upcoming Bearing LMG and the Gemini sniper rifle. I'm a big fan of sniper rifles, looking forward to trying that out. The latest Bearing S10 turret was finalized too. The team are nearing the end of their pass on weapon reticles, which will add zeroing and range finding along various art tweaks. That is cool, that if you specifically like to snipe from a certain distance, you can zero your scope in as opposed to using the stock settings on that. I like where they're going with that. Very realistic. Art for the multi-tools tractor beam attachment was completed, as was a new set of Klaus and Warner holographic sights. Nice. Audio. Last month saw audio focus on Crusader Mercury. Such a large ship with so many moving parts requires all of our sound designers to work on it all at once, the audio team. So that's a pretty big thing if everyone's working on that ship. That goes to show the amount of effort and focus they're putting on this particular ship. Very exciting stuff. Code-wise, they continue to improve the music system. Progress is made on the team's proprietary internal tools. All right. Back-end services. Yeah. Back-end services spent most of October identifying and addressing. Can you imagine working in department? Hey, which department do you work in? Back-end services? I know that. I'm 12 years old, right? Backend services spent October identifying and addressing issues in the recent patch release, including correcting primary hub crashes. Some low-level backend networking code was also cleaned up, which improves stability and will continue to have more concurrent players online. Okay, good. So we're going to see 627 now. Is this going to increase? Bugs in the various loadouts inventory mobile glass were fixed too. Nice. Characters. The character team began the month working on AI team on creatures. This involved creating quick blockouts to check scale, assess model issues, test rigs, iterate on ideas. Really? Where are these creatures and when can we expect to see them? They've shown some hints of them before, but nothing major as of yet. The team's modelers and tech artists worked on 2 new armor sets targeted for 2021. Subscriber flare items planned for release in alpha very soon. They also addressed issues, released vintage Navy uniforms. These fixes will be live in the upcoming patch. And here are the armors we showed you in the beginning already. Engineering. Physics team spent part of October working on volumetric soft body prototypes. October saw the ongoing Gen 12 rendering transition and refactor. Progress on atmospheres, clouds, Unified Ray Marcher was merged into the main development stream. Core engine work involved implementing dynamic zone culling path to a zone system. Crash handling has been refined. Excellent, because if there's one thing we need, it's better crash handling. Gameplay features. The US gameplay feature team began the month fixing critical bugs and polishing features for 3.11. I gotta say, 3.11 has been pretty good. It's not been as crashy for me personally. It's been pretty stable. I've had hour-long sessions, multiple hour-long sessions with no crashes. So for me, it's actually been pretty stable. I know some people are having issues still, but it really hasn't been bad on my side. The team also continued the designs for 2 new core mobile class apps. The team also began working on a new feature that will change the way players restock their ships at rest stops. Interesting. Features, vehicles. Vehicle features dedicated some of the month to developing tech that will help the IFCS code with other movement-heavy systems. One example is zero-gravity EVA movement. October also featured a lot of work with the transit system. We also went towards displaying ship names and serial numbers on the sides of ships. Really? Okay, this is exciting. A lot of people have paid cash for ships, and part of the deal was you get to name your ship. So very, very soon, we'll be seeing a whole bunch of ships named Serenity flying around. So, I mean, this is just one line here, but this is probably one of the most exciting things mentioned here. A lot of people are excited to get their ship out there, a ship which they have named. It just makes it more of a personal experience, and a lot of people want that customization option shown there. So good to know that is coming soon. Graphics. The graphics team delivered the iridescent shader mentioned last month's report. Alright, the light beam shader was worked on. Work also continued on Gen 12 renderer. Lighting. October saw the lighting team focus a bit more on the IAE location, which is coming very, very soon. A set of completely redesigned halls in the existing high-tech art style means a whole new way of lighting the annual expo. Turbulent, what's happening with you? Turbulent Services team spent the month making several additions to the internal Hex tool. The tool now provides more information about org event history, reputation, and inventory to facilitate better troubleshooting and investigation for game support teams. All right. Turbulent web platform team supported the front end and back end release of the Origin 100 series and helped shape the starcitizen birthday hub. Yeah, with the new design, it's more flat. It's slick, it definitely looks a lot more modern, and it does look a lot better than the original work. So Turbulent is working hard on these redesigns, and it does look good. User interface. Some of the user interface team's programming time was dedicated to bug fixing and supporting various game teams with upcoming releases. The tech team worked on lighting for building blocks, yada yada, nothing too interesting there. Now VFX. The VFX team worked on several ships last month, including Crusader Mercury. They continued to iterate on the new ship weapon effects with particular attention paid to readability at distance. They did the same for missiles, allowing the trails to appear for longer. They also continued to work on SDF shield impact effects. Nice. Conclusion, we'll see you next month. All right. Nice conclusion. So good summary there. A lot of cool things happening. Website redesigns look good. Obviously, Mercury Star Runner looks good. Beautiful community event there with pumpkins. Armor set, looking forward to getting a set of that. That is nice. Mercury Star Runner, do I need to say anything more about that? I think this wraps us up. Alright guys, if you enjoy my content, you know what to do. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Your comments below are appreciated. If you want that Mercury Star Runner, check out the video over there. Subscribe to the channel and just comment in that video. I'll be doing a draw on that as soon as it is released. Good luck to you. I hope you get it. I'll see you in the next one.